This video is about how I was horrifically forced against my will to become a speedrunner in the game Clustertruck. Although I just described it in a very dramatic way, I did find myself wanting to get a better score, better time, and a better rank, even though I normally don't have an interest in these things. This video is about the systems they use to manipulate me into doing that. I realised this when I found myself trying to arbitrarily increase my score and runtime in the game Clustertruck. In the game, they do this in two separate ways, which I'll describe. The first way that they do this is that when you finish any level, you appear on a screen that states your time and your score and compares it to other users, including your friends. This list also gives you your rank compared to everybody who has completed that level, meaning that if you shave off a few seconds off your time, then you see that you have gone from space 1000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,007 to space 1000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,002. Then it feels like you've made progress and have progressed within the ranks of all the players. Although you can do this in all games, become better than other people, it isn't pointed out in such an obvious way. When you can see people who did just slightly better and just slightly worse on every level, then you feel like you're making progress in comparison to their scores. When trying to slightly improve your speedrunning time while not being a full-time speedrunner, it is often easy to fall into the trap of not knowing what a 1 hour, 1 minute, 1:23 seconds score is in comparison to the rest of the user base that is attempting to complete it quickly. This screen also includes another important element of speedrunning: self-improvement, getting slightly better each time. You can compare this run with your previous runs and your best previous run. You can see when you're making progress on your times. I personally would have never thought to download external software that lets me record my times. However, with this feature built into the game, I am automatically finding myself using it to try and increase my scores, even on levels I've already completed and don't need to repeat. Finally, this screen also gives you a list of the very best players for that level. You can compare your score to the very best, and if you practice and practice, can possibly appear in the Hall of Fame by being in the top 20 players. These players can be seen when you choose to sort by time or sort by score, and it shows you the very top. Now, this system isn't perfect. One problem that I found was on some of the earlier levels, so many people have played them that the people who got a higher score than you were the same within a microsecond, meaning that you can't actually go and watch somebody who got slightly better than you. You can instead only go and watch somebody who got basically the same as you, and you can't watch somebody slightly worse than you for the same reason, because they're all so tightly packed. However, I'm finding that now I'm getting onto further levels in the game, I am coming across scoreboards that have slightly more variation. However, I do think that this could be easily fixed by either going yourself and just watching your friends' scores, or they could add in a function that means that you can see people who got 10 seconds or 5 seconds faster than your own time to see what tricks they use to do it. Although I don't normally find myself as somebody who wants to improve their scores, be the fastest, or train for hours over one level, I did find myself trying to redo old levels to improve my rank and time, and to watching friends' ghosts to see how they did it, to shave seconds off my own time. I actually found it very interesting to see how the person who got slightly a higher score than me did it, or how my friend out-competed me by getting a sneaky jump where I didn't think it was possible. The final method they use, which is not really to make you become a speedrunner, but is more to stop you from being an anti-speedrunner, just trying to scrape by with the lowest possible scores, but technically getting to the goal, is that in many levels they have things that are for practical purposes force time and delays. Trucks will go and start moving at a set time even if you haven't turned up yet, and they don't wait, meaning that you can't just go and stop, sit on the back of your truck and then wait to get to the next area. Another example is this boulder. These lasers on this thing. Although I may sound like I'm complaining, saying that I don't want to be a speedrunner and it isn't something that I want in my games, actually I want to say the exact opposite. I think that if this game didn't have these features, I may find myself going along at the slowest speed possible at some points in the game, or doing other things, like not really trying to be better at what I'm doing. I know that this game isn't the only game to have features like this, although I did find it was done especially well here. I wanted to use this as an example because I think other games that focus on speedrunning should include things like this. I probably wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't in the Humble Bundle. However, now I have found that I really enjoy these games. Thanks for watching. I'll now display a leaderboard of the people who have had the fastest times to subscribe to this channel, so do it quickly.